Hi everybody, my name is Sadat. Welcome to my channel Learn to Code. If you haven't already subscribed, click the button below and subscribe. Okay, today what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a header, a navbar in React. So if you just go over to Figma, this is one of my projects which I'm dealing with at the moment. We're gonna create something along the lines of what I've highlighted here. So we're gonna have some sort of logo, a title, and then we'll have a few links. It's just a basic little exercise. Let's see how far we can get on this. So the first thing we want to do is we want to fire up VS Code. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is navigate to my tutorials folder on my desktop. So that's over here, tutorials, and what I want to do is create a new folder and we'll call it, I don't know, nav dash bar. So we created a folder called nav dash bar. Okay, so that's what we're gonna open. Okay, so now let me just make this full screen. Okay, here we are. So now we've got navbar. Sorry, we're in the navbar folder. So if we just check what the contents of the directory, there's nothing here. The first thing we want to do is start the React apps with npx create dash react dash app and give our app a name. So we'll just call it navbar. That'll do, and press enter. So this is going to take a little while, so I'm just going to pause the video and we'll continue once this has finished. Okay, that's finished installing the app. Okay, so now we can see here we have our app, so we can see it into the folder navbar, and then we can just npm start and launch the application. So now we should get the standard app when it's launched. Okay, so here's the app, it's loaded up, it's all standard. So now what we want to do is sort the structure of this file out. Okay, so we're going to navbar folder, and we can see under sources we've got app.js. So the first thing, as usual, we remove everything in between the headers and get rid of that, get rid of the logo at the top. Okay, and also get rid of the logo image, delete. The next thing we want to do is go into app.css, get rid of everything, delete that. Then app.test.js, we can delete that also, we don't need that. And what else? Setup test.js, we can delete that also. Okay, so now if we look, actually go back into app.js, and here I'm just gonna put a h1 tag in there and just write hello world, just to see that our app is working. Okay, so here we can see hello world is printed on the screen, so everything's fine, the app is working. Okay, so we want to create something like this. So we want a header with a logo, a title, and a few links. So how are we going to achieve that? So we go back into our React app and we can create under sources another folder called components. Okay, we're just gonna have a single page. Okay, oh yeah, fine, components. And inside components we can create another folder called header. Okay, so oh god, new file, just create a temp file here just to make everything line up. Okay, so inside the header folder we're going to create two files. The first one's going to be called header.js, and just bear in mind it's a capital H here now for the component, otherwise it's ain't going to work. And we create another one called header with a capital H, again header.css. Okay, so we can go into header.js now and we can use this shortcut snippet and start the component. Okay, so what do we want in here? So Okay, so we wanted a logo, a title, and a few links. So how do we bring these together? So that's okay, 1 2 3. So I will create 3 divs to begin with. Oh, what have I done there? Okay, get rid of that. Okay, the first div, I'm going to give it a class name of, we can call it header underscore container. Okay, so this is the actual outer container of the header. So inside that we're going to have 1 2 3 more divs. So we can create div, and just do it quickly, copy, paste, and paste. Okay, so in the first one we can give it a class name of header underscore logo, so we can identify exactly which container is for what. Okay, so now the next one we can say class name, and we can call this header underscore title, just to give our app some structure. Class name again, class name, and the final one was we'll call it header underscore links. Okay, that's fine. So now we got, okay, one outer container with 3 containers in there, or divs in there rather. So let's start now with the easiest one, the title. We'll call it what shall we call it? Okay, we'll put a h1 in here, and we'll just say, just for ease, we'll just say my title here. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so the next thing we can do is we can just download any image from Google. Let's just pick, actually I've got one already somewhere. What you can do is, to follow along with this exercise, just download any image to put in as the logo for now. So what I will do is I will pause the video for a second and just download an image. Okay, I'm back. What I've done now is I just got any old image off my computer, and I've put it in to my source folder here. So let me just show you what I done. Okay, so here I went into my pictures and I just selected this image here. So right click, copy, and what I did then was I went straight to the folder of this app, navbar, and I went under sources, and I just pasted, where's it gone? Oh, there it is. I just pasted it into the source folder as, yeah. Okay, so now if we go here, we should be able to see here, there it is, avatar.png. So that's what I'm going to use as my logo. So if we go back to app.js, what I can do is, okay, sorry, app.js, go into my header component, there we are, and in the class name header underscore logo, I'm going to create, what am I going to create? I'm going to create an image, and then I'm going to reference it. So I'm going to give it a source, or what have I done there? Source equals, actually, what have I done there? Okay, source equals, I'm going to give it square brackets, and then I'm just going to close it off here. Actually, I'm going to give it another alt tag as well, and we'll just say logo. There you are. Okay, so now this is how we're going to import the image into this div. So the next thing I need to do is import that image. Import, I'm going to call it logo, yeah, because I could call it anything I want, from, and now we want to go to exactly where this image is. Okay, so in components, no it's not. So what was it called again? What was it called? Avatar, yeah, avatar. avatar.png. I believe that'll do it. So in these curly braces now, I just want to type in logo. So that should bring in the image. We got no errors. So in order to test this, what we need to do is go back to app.js, and in here, instead of hello world, we just want to call that component. So the component header we want to import in here. So what we can do is just type it in like this, header, and there we are. It's the first option. It'll auto import for us, and if that doesn't happen, you're gonna have to type in import header from, and then go to the exact path of that component, and it should bring it in. I need to close this tag here. Okay, so this should now, there we are, look how big that is. Okay, so it's massive, isn't it? So we got the logo here and we got the title here. So in the, if we go back into the header component, temporarily what I'll do is I'll just give this a width of, I don't know, 150 pixels, and I'll give it a height of 100 pixels. Let's see how that looks. It's a bit oblongy, so let's make it 150. Okay, so there we are. Still a bit big, but yeah, we can live with that. Okay, so now the next thing we want to do is, what do we want to do? So we've got our logo, we've got our title, yeah, and now we want the links. Okay, so in the links div, we want to create, we want to create a unordered list, and in the unordered list we want a link. Actually, we'll have 3 links, so we'll just copy, and we'll just paste 3 links. Just for argument's sake, we'll just call the first one home, second one about, and third one, yeah, let's just call it contact. That'll do. So now if we go back to our main page, we can see everything is here. Okay, so now what do we do? The next thing we want to do is we want to give it some kind of, okay, what we want to do is we want to attach the CSS file. So we go import, and we can say header.css because it's in the same folder. So okay, now we've attached the CSS file, so we can do something like this. Now we can go into header.css. What I normally like to do here to style things is, firstly, I put a border in every div that I've got, so I can visually see what I'm doing and how I need to alter it and move it about. So what I do here is I'll go so we've got header container, header title, and header links. So these are the 3 things we want to put a border around. So firstly, I'll do header underscore container. So this is the outer div, and we can just give this a border, say 1 pixel solid, and just make it red. And yeah, it is there. There it is. Okay, so that's our outer. Okay, so we want to do the same thing again now with header underscore logo, and we can just copy and paste it there because I'm lazy. Copy and paste, and instead of red, let's just give it, I don't know, a nice green here. Okay, so if we refresh that, okay, we can see the green boxes here now, and we can do the exact same thing again. So copy, paste, and we'll just change this logo to links, and let's change the color as well. We'll give it a nice little bluey one. Okay, so now we've got a red box with a green box with, okay, am I missing something? Yes, we're missing the title. Okay, copy, and let's paste that again, and we can call this one title, and title can be, Okay, let's go for a nice. I don't know. Let's go for. Okay, yellow one. There you are, yellow. So now we got a red box with 1, 2, 3 divs in there. Okay, so now what do we want to do? Now we want to align them side by side. So how do we do that? So we want to target the red box, which is the header container, and we want to say something like display flex. That should pop everything to the side. There we are. Okay, that's good. Okay, so now everything's side by side, but we want that blue box. Okay, another way we can do this is, okay, if we just remove that command, we could do it like this. Okay, first we'll target the logo box, the logo div box. What am I saying? Okay, logo div, and we'll give it a width of, I would guess, 20%. Okay, so lower, we want it lower, so let's say 10%. Okay, there we are. So now this container, this div is, we brought it down to size. Now the next one we can bring down to width, and we can give this one, say, or not 30%. Should we try that? 30%. So if we do that, 30%. Okay, we can live with that. 30%. So that's 10%, 30%, 40, and what do we have remaining is 60%. So we can go down to the following div and give it the remaining 60%. Okay, here we are. Now if we go to the header container and we'll display flex. Oh yeah, that looks a bit better, don't it? Yeah. Okay, so now what we want to do is get this title a little lower to the center. So if we say something like justify content and center, what's happened there? Okay, not much. Okay, and the next command we could say align items center. This should bring it down. Okay, that's fine. So it's brought it more or less center. Okay, the next thing we want to do is in the links div, we want to bring everything side to side. So how can we do that? So we can go, okay, we can do something like this, the header underscore links, and then we can target the UL, and we can say, what can we say? Okay, it's gonna be trial and error here now because I can't remember fully, to be honest. Okay, so okay, so the links. Okay, first of all, as usual, let's give it a border so we know exactly what we're targeting, and let's just give it black this time. Okay, so if I refresh that, okay, so that's the UL, everything in, okay, fine. So now if we do the same thing again, copy and paste, but this time instead of the UL we want to target the LI, and we'll give it another color. We'll just give it a color of, I don't know, let's give it a color of bright green so we can see. Okay, so if we refresh now, oh, what's happened here? Links UL LI, so it's not happened. Okay, why has that not targeted it? Okay, maybe I gotta do it like this. Yeah, that's right, we got there. Okay, so now what we want to do is in the UL we want to get rid of them dots first. Let's get rid of them dots. So how do we get rid of them dots? I believe it was list style, and it was none. I'm sure that's what it was. Let's try that anyway. Let's refresh the page. Yeah, the dots are gone now. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to, instead of them being listed in a column, we want to put them across. So we can go in the black div which is the UL, and we can say display flex, and that should, okay, bring them side to side. Now we've got that. Now we just want to space them out about, so we can say something like justify content. We can say space evenly. Let's try that one. Okay, oh, that's nice. Space evenly. Okay, fine. So now we can do one more thing here. We can give the background color, to this header. I don't know, let's just pick one. Let's just pick light gray. Okay, okay, it'll do. We can make the title, okay, the font bigger, so we can say something like the header underscore title. That's right, and then we want to target the H1 in that, and we can say font size, and let's just give it, I don't know, 40 pixels. Let's see how that looks. Come on, load up. 40. Okay, let's see. Let's give it 80. Okay, that is working definitely. So let me just keep it to 30 pixels. No, that's too small. Make it 50. Yeah, okay, that'll do. Fine. So we've got our navigation bar. So now we can obviously adjust the height. We can do what we want here now. So the last thing I normally do is I just remove all the borders just to make it look good again. So if we remove all the borders from everywhere, where are we? One more border there, and the last border there. So actually we don't need this last one, get rid of that. So now if you look, this is how we created our header. Obviously these links are not links at the moment, but we can easily sort that, and we can easily, okay, in React you won't be using the A tag, but you can use the link tag. But anyway, this is how we create our header component. Hopefully you like the video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and if there's anything you want me to cover, just leave it in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one.